Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to, well, good old colony survival, which is, we're now in episode 2, and we've established some berry farms and rock mining and a couple tinkerers, and we are excited to get much further than that, get some walls going. We will probably get attacked for the first time in this episode. Hopefully. We'll see. And I'm going to turn the sound up slightly, I think. Oh, it's maybe a little too much. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so we had a little bit of a berry shortage, but we should be okay now. I have 10 berry farmers working, and I still need one more person to even meet that 10. And then we'll need to meet our tinkerer needs. And then with more tinkerers, we'll finally get enough planks, hopefully. And I probably should plop down a splitting stump or two because these are faster at making planks. You see there it's 40 seconds, which will be 20 seconds with stone tools, and these are 25. So it's not a huge difference, but especially in the later game, there's definitely no need to make planks from tinkerer's tables when you can make them from splitting stumps. And you need lots of firewood too, so splitting stumps are one of the main core kind of job blocks you create throughout the game. Alright, looks like we got enough meals to hire another person. I'm gonna... Let's see. Woodcutters are splitting stumps, so we'll put one person on that. And no person on tinkering, and that'll make my unemployed number happy. And I'm going to set it all to 0 for now, and we'll just put it on planks. I also forgot to mention this earlier. The reason there's 2 here, it's a little weird. I don't love it. But there's 2 types of logs. There's taiga logs and there's temperate logs. We're not in view of any taiga trees close by, but they're a different texture, and I think they're over there. But taiga trees are, because they're a different type of log, it's technically a different recipe, you know, to make planks from taiga logs instead of temperate logs. So a little bit of weirdness there. I would prefer if it was just one thing, if it just said log, you know, but it's fine. So usually, unless you have a really weird reason to, you would never have these set to anything different. Anything that you make out of logs, you just make the same amount from either type. I truly cannot imagine. I guess you could say you don't, if you were mixing, if you were growing both temperate and taiga, and maybe you really like the look of taiga logs for like some building project you're doing, you could only use one of them. But I've definitely never gotten that in depth. We have 9 meals. Woohoo! Okay, so there's 2 more colonists, so we'll get our second woodcutter and a tinkerer back. Finally, we got some people doing stuff other than berries again. Get a couple more chests here. And then you can see he walks over here for the tools. And they also walk over here to eat meals. But you do unlock with science tool distribution and grocery stores, which are, or grocery shops, which are basically like food, you know, places. So they can go eat at a grocery shop or pick up their tools at a tool shop, and that helps colonists not need to walk as often, because their tools do get used up. And, you know, when their tool gets used up, they have to walk all the way to the banner, which can be a really long trip for some workers. So having the ability to place those tool shops is really nice, actually. And yeah, we'll just, these guys are only going to work on planks for now. And then we can hire one more. I'll just pop this back up to full. So we can have the full tinkerers. And they'll only go up to 80 planks. So essentially what this will do is tinkerers will only make planks if we're really short on them. I guess we could do 100. Oh, I can't. I have to type it in. I'm typing 1, but then it changes it to 4. That's really funny. Because it has to be a multiple of 4. But if you just type 1, it immediately changes it to 4, so then you're typing 400. No eat without a meal debuff. Yeah, there are no debuffs or buffs to speak of. I think the game has a few directions it could go from here, especially when it comes to like the military stuff. And there's a lot of really cool things you could imagine for it, but each of them might take the game in a slightly different direction. And so I'm interested to see where the devs take it, because the game as it is amazing and extremely addicting and fun. But there's also still a lot of growing room. Like, there's a lot more cool stuff that could be done with it. Okay, and yeah, we got our clay miner, so we can do the pottery research. So we'll go ahead and complete that. And then we might as well do mud bricks. It's just some planks and clay. And that's a recipe that can be done in the furnace. And all it is a building block. There's nothing special about it in particular, but that way we just kind of, you know, it's an available research, so we'll do it. And I also wanted to check... Okay, yeah, so the new blocks are now in the Tinker Station, so we'll make sure those are back to low priority. Pottery Station, we'll just have 4. Water Gatherer, we'll do 5 of each. Up to 5 of each. And yeah, things are looking pretty good right now. We have a few planks, but not quite enough to build much. I also just remembered we need some more pillars here. There we go. Put a torch there. Looking good, looking good. You can also sprint with shift. I don't know if I mentioned that before. But I'll dig out a little bit more of our job area here. One thing I really like about this game is you end up getting the things that feel really good to get just in time. So like the digger, I feel like comes just soon enough that it's really rewarding to automate digging, but not so late that you feel like you have to do massive projects. Uh-oh, what did I make asymmetrical? What did I do? Oh my gosh, you're right. What the heck? What? Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Thank you for pointing that out. I don't know, I just was losing my mind or something. Goodness, rookie mistakes. Okay, this is also asymmetrical. Although, I mean, I need a lot more. I like to do 8 in a row for no particular reason other than 8 is nice because it's power of 2. And I have like a little walkway in the middle, and then I'll do like 8 job blocks and crates, you know, in each direction. Eventually it can go even farther than that, but it's just kind of where I like to start. So we'll just keep going this way, I guess. So like the little walkway's 3 wide, and so then this will be 1, 2, 3. So we need 5 more plus a walking square, so 6 more. So yeah, in the early game, you know, you can expect to do a little bit of mining if you want things to be underground, but there's also really no need for things to be underground. I could easily get, so the digger tech is right here, and I could easily get to this stage of the game without anything being underground. So you really don't need to do it this way. I find it gives me something to do at night, because especially before zombies are approaching, nighttime is a little uneventful. But, hey, Lodro, how's it going? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, clear this out. All right, so then essentially what I'll do is, you know, I'll have the job blocks lined up, and then the person will stand in that row, and then the crates will be here. And so then there will be people on this side with job blocks on this side, so you can make double use of the crates. Now again, if you're willing to kind of make things look really crappy in the name of like wanting to game efficiently, you can, and this does work, you can take a job block and put the crate on top of it. And that works. Colonists can access crates that are one tile up, like kind of at their face level. And so this works perfectly well. They'll stand here, they'll work that job, and they'll access this crate. And then you don't need crates behind them. I find that that looks like garbage and doesn't feel right, so I don't do it. But if you wanted to, you could. Nothing technically wrong with that. So these will be my 8 crates for up to 8 job blocks, and we'll go that way and get all sorts of work done. And then I'll keep mining this out. You can't do workstations above crates because colonists need to be on the same floor as their workstation. So that combination wouldn't work. Like if I did that, they wouldn't be able to work at this station because it's like they'd want to be like up at this level working. And it, you know, you could do like this, but then they can't access that crate that's underneath it. So, and they can't access crates they're standing on top of either. They have to walk down to the side. But I hear the sounds of work being done, so I think people are awake. Yep, working hard on those pottery benches. And we got some meals going. Let's recruit another colonist. Yeah, 4 tinkerers might not be enough. I might throw 2 more down. I guess we can put these down in our workroom. And so the next 2 will go to work here. The downside for now, since I don't have the grocery shop, is when they need like food or tools, they will have to come back up to the banner, but that's why I wanted the banner to be close to this little stairwell. And then the nice thing is when they wake up in the morning, they just go straight across and straight into their workroom. And so once we have the tool shop and the grocery shop, they really never even need to go above ground. And it'll just be farmers up here doing stuff and guards. Guards guarding the walls. Which, speaking of, how are we doing on planks? Still need some more. Got another colonist. We're up to 22. And like I said before, we can only get to 25 before the threat begins. Now, I don't want to overstate it. It's not like there are hordes of zombies when we get to 26 colonists. It's a very gradual ramp up. And especially before you do this research, which throws 10 threat onto the mix. Before you do this research, we're talking like a few zombies. Like 1 slinger is enough, even on very high. So we're not going to have to worry about really too much. Like, we could just manually walk around and punch the zombies. You can punch by just clicking, and it does, I think, 25 damage, which is the HP of the weak zombies that you see at first. So, and then you can obviously equip the sling, like I talked about, and shoot them, which is way more fun. And that does 50 damage. Oh, we already had the corner marked out. Whoops. Building in the wrong direction. There is also, same as in Minecraft, there's like the crouch, and it'll keep you from walking over an edge in case you want to, like, you know, build out over something. So that's nice. If you are just into building and you don't care too much, again, about like the game balance specifically, there is just a fly command that's, you know, technically cheating, but if your goal is to build big, cool-looking buildings, then yeah, you can just fly around rather than having to like scaffold your way up and around and stuff. Okay, definitely I'm gonna need a lot more planks. Let's see, is this... Yeah, they can't get up that. I don't like seeing grass supporting planks. That feels weird from, like, the side view. And yeah, we'll need a lot more planks. I believe the walls... Let's see, if it's 30 radius on each side of the banner, that's 61 across. And if it's too tall... Some floating leaves here. 61 times 2 is 122. basically times 4. I know the corners are kind of being double counted there, but we need roughly like 500 planks, a little less, to complete the walls in total. But I can hire dos mas, so we're up to 24, and we even have an extra person. And given my lack of planks, I will put them on splitting. Actually, we'll put this underneath. Oop, I hurt myself. I fell a little too far. And by the way, you can heal yourself with meals. Just like any good video game, you eat food to heal your health, and so you gotta steal some of your colonist meals to heal back up. And really, right now, the only sources of damage are from falling too far and zombies hitting you at night. So we'll get another log cutter here, and he'll just, again, he'll be making planks only for now. We will need to switch him over to make all the other stuff at some point. But I'll wait until I have enough planks to let him do anything else. Thank you very much. But yeah, it's really satisfying to see, you know, all these numbers going up. In a way, it's like a clicker game almost, you know, because like numbers go up and then you use those numbers to make more numbers go up and the numbers go up more. And I think a lot of automation games have that in common, and that's why we get so addicted to them. And it's really fun. If you die, you lose all your inventory and you just respawn at your banner. So nothing serious if you die, which I think is fine. I don't need furnaces yet. I will at some point, but we're kind of still on the get enough planks to build walls train. And I'm gonna move these guys downstairs. I also just punched my colonist. You can manually murderize your colonists if you are overpopulated. You will have to pay the meals again, though, to hire them. So it's not totally free. But they won't have an uprising. They don't have a lot of morale measurements. So that's nice. They don't... There's no paper clips yet. You do get steel and zinc later, but paper clips are not one of the things you can make. Maybe they can add that to the ultra late game. Okay, we'll mine out a few more squares here. Gonna keep going. And I'm thinking tomorrow a lot of planks will get done. Not a ton got done today, but my tinkerers were also finishing up these other job blocks, like because the pottery stations take 120 seconds, and they use up some planks. So tomorrow the tinkerers should be making planks too, because I think they're done with everything else. They're not making water gatherers because those need pots, and we don't have pots because we haven't made a pottery station, so I don't really need to worry about them making water gatherers. Anywho, it is nice that you can handcraft torches, because otherwise you'd have to have your woodcutters spend some time on that. I like to put torches on the walls so I can see where they are, and we'll just keep doing this. Use up all the planks we got. My eventual goal is to have a 3 wide wall, you know, that kind of represents a slightly more realistic looking wall. But since we're short on planks for now, I don't know if I want to waste more of them on something taller than is needed. This is the grand entrance. And yeah. Now, a way you can do this is dig a moat. I could dig a 2 deep moat all the way around the base, and that is actually, in many ways, better than a wall, because I could put guards right here, and a wall would get in the way of them shooting zombies on the other side, but a moat doesn't. So moats are technically a little better than walls, but I don't feel like it looks as nice to surround your whole base with a moat as a wall. Walls look cool. So I am building a wall partially just because it looks cool. And there will be a combination of moats and walls in my defense as we move further into the game when the zombie hordes become higher health and many, many, many more of them. Another thing worth noting is there's no attacking of your units other than like the zombies just walking up to your guards. So your guards will draw some aggro, and the zombies will just walk up to them and damage them. So there's no like ranged zombies basically, and the zombies will never damage your blocks. I could see a world where that gets added and it could actually be really cool. Like, what if you had a foot soldier? You know, right now we place guard posts on just one tile and they stand right there, and they're it's like a tower defense. You know, even though they're technically a person, they stand there and they shoot bullets at a certain rate. They're basically like a tower, so it operates like a tower defense. But what if there was like a swordsman and he could like roam around within a certain range and like go fight zombies in melee? And then you could have like healers, and I don't know. Like, that could be a really cool direction for the game, but I'm not 100% certain that it would be, because it would change the feel of combat. Right now it's very tower defense-y, and that would change it from being tower defense-y, and I'm not sure if that's good or bad. But definitely some thoughts. Also, Dave, why not both a moat and a wall? Yeah, that's the plan. I actually like to have a little bit of a moat next to the wall, and that isn't totally purposeless. I think it looks cool, but it also means that archers that are standing a little bit further back can still shoot the whole range, because if the wall is a little taller and they're like back on the second square of the wall later, then it's like too close to the base of the wall to shoot down, because they wouldn't be able to see the zombies that are right next to the wall. So if you force the zombies to be like 2 tiles away from the wall, then they will have to they'll see more of the top of the walls from there, and then they can get shot by more stuff. So I actually do like to dig a little 2-tile moat, at least around the front edge where I put most of my guards. You don't need as many guards around the back edge of your base, because if you think about, your base is a square, the zombies spawn in an area around your base, but then they all pathfind to the front. So guards on the front wall are going to be the most effective. Guards on the back wall will only see a few zombies, the ones that spawn behind your base. Hey, now it's on sale. So there you go. By the time you're seeing this YouTube episode, the game is on sale. Go buy it now. I'm not getting paid to say that. I wish I was, but I'm not. But you should definitely go buy it, because it's a great game. And the developers are really responsive in the beta testing channels. I think they've done a good job of like listening to the community when the community has valuable things to say, but not just like doing everything the community says to do, and keeping their own vision for it. So really been a cool process to get to be a part of the beta for sure. Okay, my people are awake, so we have 10 meals. Sweet. Okay, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna break the threat seal. So you can see our threat level is now 0.3. It is just 0.3 per colonist, which results in not very many zombies to start with, but I will put a single guard by the banner, and he'll show up at night, and he'll use the ammo directly from the stockpile. He doesn't have to like go back and forth from the stockpile to get more ammo. I could see that being a feature where you have to put like ammo crates near your guards and they have to go back and forth. But that kind of might just be annoying, because then you would just do this. You would just line up your guards and put ammo crates right behind them, and that's kind of just, I don't know, bothersome. So maybe it's better that they don't have to go to crates right now. Anywho, he'll stand here, and at this point, zombies will walk in from all directions, because I haven't finished the wall. And the thing that is, I don't know if annoying is the right word. Your own weapons have this cool projectile arc, but guards, their shots are instant. So it's like they're all, what do they call that? Hit scan, weapons. And you see the projectile line, but you don't actually get to see the bullet shooting. I think the reason for that is partially because, like, how do you deal with accuracy? I think part of it is also because then guards are better at picking targets, because what if they all picked the same target because it wasn't dead yet, and then overkilled the heck out of it with 50 arrows or whatever. I think that's part of why it works that way. Currently, I'm going to keep taking the planks because the tinkerers will only make planks if we have less than 80. So as long as I stay below 80, we should be seeing a bunch of planks roll in here. And maybe we can finish the walls before nighttime comes. Oh, hey, here's the corner. So we're done with this side. Maybe we will finish. Oop. I definitely feel like my skills in doing this have grown. Because what I've been doing in the beta is I didn't want to play into all this late game science because I knew I was going to be streaming it and making videos, and I was like, I don't want to get burnt out on the game. So I haven't gotten past, like, diggers. I've, like, started probably 10 bases in the last few weeks, and each time I get roughly around to the place of diggers, like, I don't let myself go farther. So I haven't hit the Bronze Age in a long time, and I'm very excited to do that again. But I have built a too-tall wall around mini outpost, is what I'm saying, essentially. Oh, and there's this corner. And we'll go up one. Grab some more planks. And I think we're going to finish the wall, actually. That's fun. And like I said before, the light levels don't matter for preventing zombie spawning. It's just this area that matters. I actually like that. So you don't have to, like, you know, finagle with torches being in all the exact right spots. I never loved that in Minecraft, trying to make sure, like, every square was safe. So knowing your safe area, I find to be very helpful. Grab 40 more, and we should, yeah, be able to finish up the wall here. Ta-da! So, super basic wall for now. You can see much more clearly now, like, what is 30 radius from the banner. 61 by 61 square. I guess because the walls are part of that, it's really a 59 by 59 square that we have to work with for farming and other things. And then what we'll do, we could put the guard, we could station them outside, but I will begin the funneling process slightly. So what we'll do is we'll have them walk in, and then they'll have to walk along the side of the wall for a little bit before they can, like, enter the base. And this will evolve a lot over time, but for now, this is a pretty decent way to just make sure they have to at least path a little bit and can't just walk straight to the guards. And so we'll put the guard right here, and he'll be able to shoot any zombies that come in. Although, I think at 0.3 threat, it might not even be one zombie. So we'll hire up to 30 people. 1.5 threat, we should see maybe a zombie or two. Once we get the 10 threat from this research, then we'll start to see kind of a trickle of zombies throughout the night, and then a few more researches later that add threat, and you actually start to see, like, oh, that's a lot of zombies. So we just unlocked wheat farming, acquired some beds, planks, and tools. And I think, what do we want to do? How many berry farmers do we have right now? We still only have 10 berry farmers to now 30 colonists. I think we should, I'm going to add another berry farmer. Add 2, actually. And then we'll add some wheat farmers. And I do need some more beds, because we've hit our max of 30. And I should also move those tinker tables underground. Okay, but this is not quite done. Okay, there we go. That's the max in this row. If we went further, we would go outside the safe zone underground, which zombies could then spawn in that unsafe area. So what we'll do, now that I have some extra planks, I like to kind of make another pillar here. And then we'll mine this direction a bit. Kind of build the same concept here. We'll keep the rock wall between them, so that's the rock wall. This will be the new area. And then this will be the little entrance. Okay, so then beds go in here. Let's go see if any zombies have spawned. Get a torch over there and there. I always forget to turn off my flashlight. Aha, there is a zombie. He approacheth. So these are the zombies. They used to all look the same, just with different colors of eyes, and then they finally gave them different meshes, so the zombies with more health actually look different. And there you go. That is the tower defending, or sorry, I mean colonist. And you get the data on their damage here, so they do 25 damage every 3 seconds, up to 12 range. And so you can, think about their DPS, damage per second, and later you can get information on how much health of zombies is spawned throughout the night, which once you kind of start to put all those things together, you can get a little bit of a rough idea of like how many of these guards will I need to defeat that amount of health sent at my base throughout the course of the night. So that's all helpful. And yeah, what I'll do at some point is I'll make little guard towers on these corners and then put guards up on them so they can shoot the zombies as they come around. Actually, hold up. We made a mistake over here. This is not correct. The zombies can climb up on the wall from this. I need to dig out this part of the moat anyway. But yeah, the threat level in the early game is pretty low. You only need like 1 or 2 slingers at first. I have petitioned for a slightly harder difficulty. I kind of want it to be harder in the beginning. But that's just me. I gotta dig this a little deeper. Currently 2 a.m. Zombies do stop spawning around 1:30 or 2, which might sound kind of too early. I think the reason is because if you have a mazing system, it actually takes a while. Like if a zombie spawns way on that side of the base, it takes a long time for him to walk over here, walk all the way around, and like get into the meat of your defenses. And so zombies stop spawning fairly early so that you don't need daytime guards. If they spawned all the way up until 6 a.m. or whatever, you would probably need some daytime guards, and the whole daytime versus nighttime guard thing, for me, that's not a fun mechanic. I don't really like having to have 2 sets of guards. Because nothing attacks for the daytime, and so daytime guards only exist to clean up extra enemies that the nighttime guards couldn't handle, which is that's not really fun. Anyway, I need wheat. So I'm going to start wheat farmers in the corner because they need the area. They actually farm each individual piece of wheat. But I'm going to leave a 2-tile gap between the wall and the wheat farmer. And the biggest you can go is 100. So I just like good old 10 by 10s. And we're going to set up 2 wheat farmers to start. They change their tiles into dirt. And then just like everybody else, they do need a crate, which... 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to put near-ish to the middle. This does mean they can plant 1 less... 1, 2, 3, 4. They can plant 1 less piece of wheat, because of the crate being in the way, but I find the simplicity of doing it this way is worth losing 1% of their yield. Now they can only plant 99 pieces. And wheat takes 2 days to grow, and they'll harvest the whole wheat field roughly 2 days from now. And so, on average, a wheat farmer produces about 50 wheat a day, as far as calculations can be concerned. So that's good to know. It took me a little while to figure that out. I was like, I just have not enough wheat, but I don't know how many wheat farmers I need. So about 50 a day per wheat farmer. And now we need some pottery stations, we need some furnaces, we need all sorts of stuff. Oh my gosh, Dave, the Steam Winter Sale. It's arrived. Everyone run for the hills. Hide your wallets. Because they're buying everything out here. Alright, so we'll put the tinker tables actually down in the workstation room. I will now add firewood into the mix at the same priority level as planks. So they'll randomly pick between making firewood and planks if we are short on both. But a firewood uses a plank to make 3. So that means a log makes 12 firewood. Firewood is the main ingredient in furnaces for smelting things. And for mud bricks, I'll just have a few on here. I don't really care about mud bricks. And then copper will make infinitely, but at a low priority. And so right now he's saying, hey, I don't have any firewood. I can't make the things you want me to make. But this guy's chopping firewood, so he should have some soon. Soon enough. Let's see here. Grab beds and crates. Always need more of those. There's kind of a funny thing that happens when you run out of something. Even if you only need one more, they'll all start making it because it doesn't add what's currently being made to the theoretical count. So if I go down to 14 stone tools and everybody goes to the station at the same time and they pick something new to make and I only have 14 stone tools, they're all going to start making stone tools at the same time. So generally you end up being a little bit above your limit because of that, and then it'll slowly work its way down, and then it'll go back to being above the limit. I'd rather have that than them waiting too long. So I'm okay with it. It's just something to keep an eye out for. Pottery stations, we actually do need a couple. I will make 2. Right now, they'll just be making pots out of clay and planks. I don't understand why you need a plank to make pots. I actually don't understand that. I don't understand what wood has to do with pottery, but maybe somebody else knows. Maybe you need... I don't know. I don't get it. But I like to go up to 100 pots, so that'll take a while. And then earthenware is a... what's it called? It's like a luxury good. You only need it in the sense that you can sell it for points later. And I find that it's easier to make other things for points. So I tend to leave earthenware at 0 until later, at which point I make some of it. But in the beginning, I really don't need that. And we do need a couple more colonists to work those pottery stations. And I'm also going to bump up my bed and crate limit to 50. I don't want them making wheat gruel. You can make a meal out of just 6 wheat. It's not very efficient, though. We're going to add some splitting stumps, because later in the game, sometimes you need a bunch at once. And we'll go up to 20 stone tools, 15 guards, 500 ammo, and they'll get all that stuff done eventually. And look, he's smelting copper bars. Huzzah! Or ingots, I mean. Huzzah, huzzah. And I'll get a couple more beds down here. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. That is gruel of me. The reason I don't like the wheat gruel for a meal is we pretty soon get, wheat porridge. This one. So wheat porridge only needs 3 wheat per meal. It does need a water pot, and then planks are for like cooking the meal in the fire pit. So pretty soon we'll be able to make meals out of 3 wheat each instead of 6. And really the wheat gruel isn't that much better than berry meals, so I might as well just let berries be the main thing for now. Do I need more berries? We have 12 out of 32. That's probably okay. I could use a few more berry pickers just because, you know, as your population gets higher, more people are eating the meals, which means you have even less meals to purchase or hire or feed new colonists with. This is also kind of a weird gap. I can fit a whole new berry farmer right here. We'll do that, and then this pit right here, I am going to cover it up because I don't really need it anymore. Maybe later I'll rediscover that. Okay, I'll add 2 more berry farmers. Add the chest there. The reason I'm being fairly organized about this is because, like I said, I've started the early game many times over in the last few weeks, so I kind of have the early game down to a T. Not that there's a right way to do it, it's just kind of how I've done it, and it's kind of habit at this point. But yeah, we have 5 copper ingots, so I can complete the Merchant's Hub research, and now you can see the threat popped all the way up to 12.7, which I might have done that early enough. The threat part only matters when the night starts. So I think we'll have more zombies tonight, because I think I raised the threat before we started seeing zombies, which actually means I probably want more than 1 slinger. I'm going to take away a couple tinkerers so I can have 3 guards for tonight. Yeah, shared inventory is really handy. It makes it a much better automation game because it's a shared inventory for sure. And the inventory is even shared with other outposts. So like when I go to the mountains later to go get special ores that you can only find in a tall mountain, I don't have to like set up travel between the two. Which in some ways is not very realistic, but I think it makes for a better game. But where are the zombies at, yo? I think they start spawning around 8 or 8:30. I'm trying to remember when the first zombie spawns. But yeah, I will build a little watchtower so we can get started on that. Okay. Not a complicated one. But we'll put dudes on top of this little spot eventually. No zombies yet, huh? Where are they at, yo? Hello? Oh, there was one. I see a dead body. We missed him. Maybe we didn't get the threat in early enough. I feel like 12.7 threat would be spawning more than that. So tomorrow night, there will be more zombies. The formula, by the way, because as you know, Krydax is all about numbers, and so I was asking the question frequently of like, how many zombies are spawning, and yada yada yada. It's cubic in the first 200 threat, so there's a flat amount per threat, so it's linear plus a cubic, meaning like threat cubed gives you the total HP of the zombies plus threat times, I think it's 25. But since I'm on very high difficulty, it's actually times 50, so the total HP from this, the linear amount is going to be around 600 plus some multiplier of 13 cubed I would have to get out a calculator to calculate it exactly, but it should be at least 1,000 HP of zombies or something like that, which we've only seen one zombie. Oh, there's two. And these zombies only have 25 health. They die in one shot from a slinger, so I don't think we got the threat in early enough. Otherwise, we would see around 20 zombies, at least, throughout the night, and we've seen 3. But yeah, once the threat starts getting into like 100, it's like a horde of zombies. It's really cool. But the early game zombies are kind of puny. I think they should be slightly harder, personally. I get that they want to like ease players into it, but come on, I'm on very hard or very high danger. So if I was on normal, it would be half as many as this, which would, like, one slinger would support you through way too much of the early game. That's just my opinion. But what do we actually need to be doing? So we unlocked some new researches. Why don't we look through these? There's water pumping. This is if you don't have a water source, because the water gatherers that we already unlocked, that... where did we unlock that? In Pottery. The water gatherer, they actually need to be placed next to a water source. So if you're not by a river or a lake, then you'll want that. And even though we don't have a water source in the walls right now, we can dig a channel. Water blocks are kind of infinite, kind of like Minecraft used to be. And so we can just dig a little bit of a channel for water to get into our colony without exposing it to a new dangerous path. Zombies cannot swim. They are like the Pirates of the Caribbean, like undead dudes that just, they walk on the floor of the lake or river or whatever, the sea floor. So yeah, I can just dig a path for water. We can do that right now, actually. Let's go right here, I guess. Dave, yes, trains would be pretty epic. Though, I don't know how that would work. In some ways. But yeah, we can just spread the water underneath the walls here. And then, I mean, there's a couple ways we could make sure zombies never get in. I usually like to kind of foolproof it on both sides. So on this side, I like to make it so that there's, like, right underneath the wall, like, there's only a one-tile gap here. So zombies can't actually walk through that. And then on the other side, I'll make sure the water is too deep so the zombies wouldn't be able to walk up it anyway. We'll just kind of jump up over the walls here. And then this is the... where the water is. And so we'll be able to send water gatherers down into this little area to gather water. They do need to be on the same Z level, so I might actually... might have them go this way. Kind of dig out a little area like this, and then we can have some more access to water. And then there will need to be a crate down here for them to drop off, because they take an empty pot and fill it with water and then drop it off. So we will need some of those. We already got a water gatherer, actually. I don't need them until we start making wheat porridge, though. Yeah, if Outposts didn't have shared inventories, there would need to be some sort of caravan system. I think what it used to be is you just set up trade between outposts, but it was like this vague, like nothing actually traveled between outposts in the game world. It was just like theoretical trade. So I like the fact that they just share inventories right now. So something we unlocked with, what research did we do? Oh, the Merchant's Hub. We unlocked the Merchant's Hub, obviously. And then we also unlocked the Job Block Crafter. So the job block crafter, hold on, I'm gonna hire a couple more peeps. I do. Did we take jobs? Yeah, we need to put tinkerers back on. And we will need some more furnace workers as well. But anyway, the job block crafter, right now they can only craft more job block crafters and merchants hubs, but pretty much most of the job blocks we unlock from now on are made in the job block crafter and not the tinkerer's workshop. So later on, you really don't need that many tinkerer's workshops. I usually only have 4 running, and I don't even know if I really need 4, but it just helps get like beds or crates built back up faster. But I like to have a few more early game because you're establishing a lot of things, and yeah, you just need more to start with. So let's get some more beds. Room for some more beds here. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to the outpost stage. I think that's a really cool aspect of this game is setting up other outposts in different biomes to build a whole new colony, but it's still connected to the colony. It feels a little bit like prestiging in some ways. It's not quite like that, but you know, you still have all the resources and stuff from your other bases, and you get to, but you have to like set up guards for the new base and stuff. So it's fun. I really like this game. Highly, highly recommend it. Oh my gosh, we're basically out of planks, by the way. There. Are there signs? There are not. There should be. I do think that's probably on their big list of things to add eventually. Because yeah, signs are pretty helpful. But there's no signs currently. Keep mining some stuff out here. We'll be at digger blocks before we know it, but we still have a little ways to go before we'll unlock them. This needs to be 2 tiles farther. That's 8. And then we want them to be able to walk around the edge of that. Sometimes I like to dig in straight lines, other times I like to dig in these haphazard kind of diagonal zigzaggy ways where you like point straight ahead and just dig as many as you can that need to be dug without moving your cursor. It keeps things interesting, you know? Alright, well, now that we've fulfilled our dwarven duties for today, let's go see, hire a couple more people so we're fully employed. And then we've got 38 colonists with 14 berry farmers. That's not enough berry farmers. Uh-oh. So you can have berry farms go over a vertical area, and they will actually plant the berries on different Z levels. I don't like that personally, so I just manually kind of construct a flat area for them to farm in. But it does work. I think they have a limit on how many different levels they can be planting berries on. Okay, so 2 more berry farmers. We can hire 1 more. I don't think we'll get enough before they go to bed. We'll see. I'll hire that last one. It's also, colonists look, oh, we did get enough. Sweet. They look like they only cost 4 meals, but they really cost 5, because the moment you hire a colonist, the first thing they do is eat a meal. So, they really cost 5 each, because they're hungry boys when you hire them. But yeah, we should see a few more zombies tonight, since we had that amount of threat going into the night. And I think 3 guards should be plenty, and if they're not, we can always pull out our own sling. I also kind of like to place some torches out from the walls so we can see into the dark night. Aha, there's another one. They also don't move very quickly, as you can tell, so the threat to your person is not very large unless you're standing still. I think eventually the game could be expanded by having, you know, just like a tower defense, like there's fast zombies with less health, and there's slow zombies with more health, and armor becomes a thing. Like right now there's no armor in the game, it's just health. So there is slowing in the game, so there are slowing traps later, and there is a poison trap, and there are some area of effect guards and traps. So there are more than just basic damage weapons, but the enemies are all fairly basic. So yeah, you can see even just with 14 threat, we've already got quite a few more coming at me. And the bodies start to pile up. I need to turn back to, where is it? Ragdoll quantity, very high. I mean, the zombies have armor visually, but the only thing that represents is more health. They don't actually have, like, an armor value. Well, wow, those were not good shots. Ooh, I got him in the feet. I like to try to, like, snipe zombies from really far away. It's kind of a good mini game for nighttime. Oh, come on. Ah, he turned. Okay, now he's too close. Oh, I got him anyway. Ooh, ooh. Okay, where's he going? Where's he going? Got him. I also like, they don't always take the most perfectly efficient path. And I think that's good because it does add a little bit of variety. You know, they're not all just coming along this line. Like that zombie walked over to there first, when really he should have just walked this way. It would have been shorter. So they have a little bit of variety with their walking patterns, which is fun. Ooh, there's one way out there. I can barely see it. Come on. Ooh, that was close. Almost got him in the feet. Oh, he turned. Come on. Wow. It's really hard to hit him with this stupid sling. Die. Got him. Okay. Yeah. Take that. Oop. We've fallen in the trenches. You know, you'd think since he's walking straight at me I could hit him, but no. No, sir. The other thing that you can do... Actually, no, that wouldn't work. Never mind. I was going to say we could connect the moat to the inside of our base, and it'd be fine, but then zombies would spawn in the moat, because this is not a safe zone. I guess if you had the walls further into your safe zone, you could have the moat be part of your safe zone, and then you could, you know, tunnel into your own base, and that'd be fine. But we're going to just kind of seal that up. Never happened. But there you go. There was a slightly more, you know, scary zombie attack. Clearly 3 guards were still fine. But like I said, the early game is a bit too easy, but don't worry. There will be zombie hordes soon enough, I promise. We at least got to kill some zombies in this episode. I do think this is a good place to end the YouTube episode. And in the next one, we will probably be working our way towards copper tools, which are a big deal, and anvils. And as you can see, that research increases threat by 30, and a couple on the way increase threat even more. So we will start to see quite a few more zombies soon enough, but we'll call it a YouTube episode there. So for everyone on the YouTubes, let me know what you think in the comments as always, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.